Hello guys, welcome back to Stylish Nigeria YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, my old subscribers. Thank you so much guys. I really do appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel, for watching my videos. Yeah, actually I really do appreciate it. If you are new to my channel, if you have not subscribed, please do not hesitate to hit on the subscribe button, and then do not forget to hit on the notification bell just below the subscribe button so you get updates whenever I upload a new video. Yeah, thank you so much guys. And if you're just passing through, thank you for passing by, and please, it actually takes nothing for you to hit on the subscribe button. Please subscribe. I will really appreciate if you will do that. Okay, today I'm gonna be doing a quick one. I'm gonna be teaching you 5 simple steps to make 8-piece skirts. You can see the skirt I'm putting on, like I showed you earlier on from the short clips I showed you, is an 8-piece skirt. So I'm gonna be teaching you 5 simple steps. This skirt, I've made it so easy that even if you are a beginner, I assure you, if you are a beginner, watch this video and in no time you will just be able to cut 8-piece skirts just in a snap. Yeah, so that's just the idea. So I'm going to be teaching you 5 simple steps, like I said, to cut 8-piece skirt, and it's really going to be fast and easy. So I have here an Ankara fabric. This is an African print fabric. So this is actually 6 yards, but I'm going to be making use of like about 3 yards of it. So that's why the other 3 yards is going to be for the blouse. So I'm going to be making use of 3 yards. So now the first step I'm going to be doing is fold my fabric. So I want you to count along with me. It's going to be 5 simple steps. So the first step is for me to fold my fabric. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So I finished folding my fabric. Like I said, this is the first step. So the second step is I'm going to be imputing my measurement now into this folded fabric. So the first measurement I'm going to be imputing, I'm going to be measuring out the length of my skirt. So that's what I'm going to be doing. As you can see here, most of the Ankara is usually between 45 and 46 inches. So this, I'm lucky I have 46 inches here. So that's what I'm going to be using as my entire length, allowance included, because the actual length of the skirt is actually 45 inches. So I'll just use the remaining 1 inch as my allowance. So in cutting this 8-piece skirt, so these are the things that you should consider when doing this. So I folded my fabric and I folded at 12 inches. That's for the down part of the center front. For the down part of the center front. I don't know how to show you mine now. This middle piece. That's this middle, this down part. This down part. So I folded it at 12 inches. So this is optional. You can decide if you want your skirt to be bigger. You can see what I'm putting on. If you actually want your skirt to be bigger than what I'm putting on, you can consider increasing it to like between 12 and 15 inches. It will still be okay to make it really flowing. So I folded at 12 inches. So folded at 12 inches. So when you open, that's 24 inches. Okay, I actually have 12 and a half here. So that's that. So for that, so the next thing I'm going to be measuring in making skirts, there are some measurements that you consider in making skirts. So the first one I'm going to be using, I'm leaving the ½ an inch on top, so I'll use that as my hemline. So the first thing I'm going to be measuring 6 inches. This is 6 inches, and then this is 9 inches. So these are like the parts where the hip is going to be entering. But for this middle piece, I really don't need it, but I'm just showing you how to do that. Then I have 17 inches, which is the knee part. So that's from the waist to the knee is 17 inches. So I have 17 inches, then my full length. So from that 17 inches, that's where the curve is going to be starting from. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, since this is an 8-piece skirt, these are like standard measurements. I've been using them and it has been working for me. So I want you to just give it a try and use it, and you see that it will work for you. So the first thing I'm going to be doing on the waistline, because this is the waistline now, which is this upper part. This is the waistline. Note, what we're cutting now is the middle piece. We're actually, for this 8-piece skirt, we're going to be cutting 8 pieces. That's 4 pieces at the back and then 4 pieces at the front. That's what we're going to be cutting. So the first thing we're going to be cutting now is the 2 pieces at the middle, the center. You can see what I have here. You can see it's divided into 2. So these 2 pieces, that's what we're cutting now. We first of all cut out these 2 pieces, and then we'll now cut out these 2 pieces, then we'll now cut out the 4 pieces at the back. So that is just an 8-piece skirt. So I'm talking a lot because I just want you to understand it. So that's why I'm talking like this. So the first thing we'll do, from the top point, I'll measure 8 inches. This is like standard. Just use it and then it will be perfect. So I have like 8 inches here. I'm measuring 8 inches here. So, and then the 8 inches, I'm just going to be taking it that way, 8 inches. And then this is the knee level. Like I told you initially that I use 17 inches. I'll still measure my 8 inches. And then when I get to this point, which is the 17 inches, I'll stop. You can decide to make it 18 inches. You can actually measure the person really, because knees actually varies. You can see mine is actually 17 inches. Some other people that are taller than me can use 18 inches. So it depends. So when I get to this 17 inches, I'll stop and then I'll come to the down part. I told you initially that I'm going to be making use of 12 inches. So that's why I actually have 12 and a half here. So I'm making use of the entire length. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be connecting these lines together. So I'm going to be connecting them like this. So I'll take my long ruler like this and then join the first set like this. You can actually make it curvy if you want. If you want yours to be round, you can actually do that. Just in doing that, you can just curve if you want to. It does not really matter. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be making a slant to this point like this. I'm just going to be making a slant from here like this, and I'll be taking the slant. I really want it to be obvious. I want you to see it. So when I get to this point, I'm going to be blending it. That's from the 17th point. I'll blend it like this. You can see I'm blending it. So I don't want it to be sharp. You can see it's blended. So with this piece now, I'm going to be cutting this piece off. So this is my first piece, which is my center, the center. And so what I'm going to be doing now, you can see what I actually have here is one piece that I have. So I'm going to be transforming it now to 2 pieces. And so this is just the easiest way to do this. So with my measurements that I have here, that I measured out initially, this is the measurement. So the trick here actually lies on this knee part. So that's where the beauty of the 8 pieces skirt comes from. Once you get the knee right, the skirt is going to be perfect. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is in order for me to reduce this part, I'm going to be reducing it for me to get that perfect curve that I actually want for my skirt. So I'm just going to be measuring like this from this point like this. So I'm going to be measuring 7 inches from this point. That's from this point. I'll measure 7 inches here. And then I'll come to the hip part. You can see this is 6 and 9, so which is the hip part. So I'll still maintain my 7 inches like this. I'll still maintain my 7 inches. So this part, I'll maintain my 7 inches. So I'm just going to be curving it a bit. You can see it's not straight. It's not straight, so I'll curve it a bit. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now for the knee part, I'm going to be I use 7 inches for this upper part. I'm going to be reducing the knee part. I'll reduce the knee part. I'm reducing it by 2 inches, by 2. So I'm just going to be taking my curve like this down to this point. You can see what I have. I'm making a curve here, another curve here to come like this. You can see I have a curve here and then I have a curve here. So I hope it's clear. So the simple thing that I did from this point, I reduced it with like 2 inches. That's from this middle. But if you're measuring from here, it's actually 1.5. So in order to make it easy for you, you can just come and then reduce and just measure 2 inches here. Why this part, you just use 1 inch, and then 2 inch from the knee part. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, since it's reduced from that part, so I'm just going to be following this line like this, and then I'm going to be slanting it to the middle here. So I'll just take my ruler like this. So I'm just going to do this so you can see. So this is my, so you put notches. This is the middle, so you just put notch here at the middle. You can put notch like this in order for you to know that this part, you're actually going to be joining this part together. This part, you join it together. Why? This is the part that, this is the side. So in order to do what I normally do for the side, I normally put notches like this. I just put slanted notch, so I'll know that this is the side. So with this middle piece, this is the center front now, so I'm going to be using it now. I have 2 pieces already. Like I told you initially, I have 2 pieces already. So this is 2 pieces. So the next thing I need now is another 2 pieces to complete the front part. So you can see, like I told you initially, I normally make notches at the middle for me to know that this is the middle point, so I don't mix it up, because this is the side, that's this side, and then this is the center. So what I normally do, immediately I'll just take and run a stitch along the line, so you can see. So this is like the middle of my skirt. You can see what I'm telling you. You can see how beautiful this middle piece is looking now. You can see the shape of the 8 pieces skirt is already coming out. You can see the shape. You can see how beautiful it is. So this is like the center now of our 8 pieces skirt. So it is done. So with this part now, I'm going to be cutting out the side, because I need these edges to cut a perfect 8 pieces skirt. So if I don't get these edges right, it will not fit. Why I'm talking about, you can see this is this part now, that's this part. So I need this part now to cut this part, that's this other part, for it to fit properly, because if they don't align, the skirt will not be perfect. You can see what I have here, this line. So this is this line now, this line is this line, so I'm gonna be using it. So you can see it's just so beautiful. This is the middle. So if you want it bigger, you can just increase your measurement. So the next thing now, fold my fabric again, and then bring this one and place here, because that's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be taking the entire measurement. So firstly, what I'll do, I'm just checking to get my hip measurement, and the hip measurement, what I actually need for my hip is actually 12.5. so I have excess, so I'm just going to be reducing it again, because I'll add this to it to form the hip part. So I think I have what I need now. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, I'll just check and make sure that I have enough fabric for the hip part, because the down, what I actually need, like I told you, I said I need 10 inches, so I have excess here. And then check this part. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, for the side, I'm going to take this part now, this piece now. I'll take the side of this and then place here. I'm just going to be measuring out. I'm going to be cutting it out exactly. So that's what I'll be cutting out, the exact edges, in order to get a fit and perfect 8 pieces skirt. So you can decide to pin it down, or you tape it, and then I'll just use my chalk to carve it out. So you can see what I have here now. And always make sure before you do this, please and please and please, before you do this, make sure that your hip part, you measure and make sure that you have enough fabric for the hip. If not, if you cut it, you're going to run into problems. So you can see my edges, they are the same. So what I'll do now, I'll just take this like this and then place on top at 1/2 inch. So that's like the same allowance to sew. I'll just place it on top like this, and then now I'll take my entire measurement of my skirt. So that is how easy it is. So now all the measurements included, the first thing I'll do now, our normal basic skirt, the way we measure skirt. So you measure from here, this top part is the waist, and then you have 6 inches. This is 6 inches, and then this is 9 inches, between 6 and 10. Between 9 and 10, that's where you impute your hip measurement. And then the cuff part, which is the knee part, this is the knee part, this is the knee length, and then the full skirt measurement. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now for this, the next thing I'm going to be doing now I'll measure the waist measurement, and for this skirt the waist measurement is 42 inches. When you add, I'll add 2 inches as my allowance, so I have 44. So when you divide 44 into 4, you can see our fabric is folded into 4 now. 1 2 3 4, so you have 11 inches. So you put it here, you know, because of the seam that is here. You put it here, and then you measure 11 inches. This is 11 inches. So you just make your curve here. This is 11 inches, allowance included. And then you come to the hip part. The hip is 47 inches plus 2 inches. That's 49 inches. Yeah, that's 49 inches. So when you divide 49 into 4, you have 12.25. So I'll just take my tape like this. So this is 12.5. So I'll just approximate it to 12.5. And then I'll make a slant to join this part. So this is just like my hip part, and then come down a bit, and then come down a bit also like this. So the next thing now is the knee part. So this part is optional. If you want your skirt to be really full at the down, you have to reduce the knee part if you want it to be really full. Yeah, so that's just like the trick. So I'm going to be using 40 inches for this part. So I'm starting it from here because of this allowance that I did, the same allowance here. And for this you can decide to use whatever the measurement, you can decide to use half an inch to join. So I'll use 10 inches. So this is like my 10 inches now. So I'm just going to be taking it like this and then curving it like this. So you can see, so this is like my skirt shape. This is just like my skirt shape. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I told you initially, I said I was making use of 10 inches for the down. So you can decide to increase it. So it depends on how wide you actually want your skirt to be. So that is what will determine this. So for this part I'll be using 10 inches. So because I already have those first one that I used 12 inches for. So I'll use 10 inches for this part. So I'll make my curve. So I'll just use my ruler and then join it down to this point. So I hope the shape of the skirt is clear to you. I hope the chalk is visible. So just blend this point like this. So you can see the down part of the skirt, and then you can see the top part. So I'm just going to be cutting out now. I'll just take my so you can see my skirt shape. So I'm just going to spread it out for you to see before I cut the back. So this is like the side. So I can decide to open this up now, back, for you to see. So you can see. So this is the 4 pieces at the front, 1 2 3 4, and then I'm going to be cutting the back. So in cutting the back, I need just 1 piece of the side. This is the side, and then 1 piece of the center front. That's what I need. So I'm just going to be keeping this one aside. So I'll fold my fabric again, and then for the back piece, you know, this is the center back. That's the part that I joined initially. So I'm just going to place like this. The only thing I need to include is just the zipper allowance. So that's it. So that's just what I need. So I'll just fold and make it perfectly perfect. And then I have 1.5 inch allowance here, which is okay for me. It's okay. So you can see what I have here. So you can see what I have. This is for the back. So this is the zipper point. This is the zipper part. So I'll just put the mark for you to see it. This is the zipper part. So I have my you can use between 1.5 and 2, 1 inch. Just it depends on what you actually want. The only point I'm going to be making use of this part, the only point is when I get to the knee point again, I'm going to be reducing it from the knee point. So what I have here, that's what I'm going to be bringing to my knee point. So I'm actually using 1.5 here. So when I get to the knee point again, this is the knee point. So I'll still use 1.5. So I'll be reducing it here with 1.5. So it will fit perfectly well. So I'll just come like this. I'm using that 1.5 inch, and then I'm coming like this. I'm making a curve like this to the 1.5, and then I'm taking it down to 1.5. That's what I still have there. So the only part that is big is just the knee part. So the first thing I'll do, I'll just open it up first to make it easier for me. So this is what I have. So you can see the allowance on the knee part. That's just the part. So the next thing now, I'll cut out this part. I hope it's clear enough. So this is what I have now. So I'll put my notch here. So this is the back. So I have another 2 pieces for my back. So this is the notch, the knee part. Always put notches for you to know. But if I'm the one that is making it, I don't need the notches. I'll still know. But for a beginner, please put notches so you know that this is the knee point. So you can see. So this is the front and then the back. So the next thing I'll cut out now is the side of the back. So I'm just going for the side piece. I'm just going to be using the front side. I'll just cut exactly. There's no zipper allowance on the side. You can see, guys, this is the concluded part. So for the side, this is the front side. You have one. This is the back and the front side. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So this is this, and then this is the middle piece and the back piece. So this is the middle piece. This is the center front, which is 2 pieces, and then this is the back side, which is also 2 pieces. So this is my zipper allowance line. So you can see the front one sitting on it, and then you have the zipper allowance. So for the back, so that's just a simple way of cutting the 8 pieces, 5 simple steps of cutting the 8 pieces skirt. So thank you. If you find this video helpful, please do not hesitate to hit on the like button. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. If you're having any problem concerning any sewing matter or concerning any part of this video, you can drop a comment down and I will reply to you. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, and God bless you.